Hello. Well, I've spoken once before using this same video platform, and as my perceptions or my comprehension of the way things are really happening continue to develop and expand and grow, and my awareness, I'm beginning to realize how there are just some things that need to be said. And regardless of what level of comprehension that you believe yourself to be at with regards to what's happening on the planet Earth, okay, all the different perspectives, I see them all as well, from the ground level up. And what I'm having a difficult time comprehending is the mentality behind the storyline I see pushed and you're pushing for your agenda. And it is a storyline. However, I go back and forth in my mind. It's very confusing because on one hand, I am understanding exactly the program you got running here because I remember the game or whatever, okay? But on the other hand, I'm here now, I'm living as a human, and so I'm speaking on behalf of the humans, okay? And in doing so, I'm also conflicted because I understand the answers to any questions I might ask you here shortly, or I might state within this, we'll call it expression of concern on behalf of the humans, and forgive me as I do become quite expressive in my speaking, which is only passion behind the words. And I don't mean any harm, okay? Just let's get that understood. I'm not asking for no karma or nothing like that in between us. Okay, but I do ask to be able to speak freely because that's something we don't have right now here on the planet. And, you know, I do want to say for those of y'all who aren't here on the planet or have never been a human or whatever, you know, you don't understand, okay? Truly, you don't understand. Our mind was white, people, or whoever, non-people, whatever. I don't, you know. Listen, it's not the human's fault, okay? Our mind, we come here as a blank slate. We are programmed with their beliefs that do nothing but serve them the bad guys, them you. But those of you out there who maybe are just bystanders out there in the planet, in the galaxy, watching like this is a game show. Yeah, no. Our mind is wiped of its memories, of our connection to who we are. They've taken advantage of this due to the fact that they, or you, know exactly who you are, and we don't. And all the material on this planet has been altered, and the books have been written of all deception and forced upon us through religion and education. That's all created based to serve them, which is a handful of few people, not the human population at all. And the list goes on, okay? It's all a lie. And whether or not we eventually wake up, quote unquote, right? I think it's all according to whatever is programmed inside of the game that we're playing. It's the game of life. I get it, okay? However, what I don't get is within this game of life that you're using us for, your game of life, I should say, you're not recognizing that there is such a thing called life involved. Okay? Life's involved in this game, buddy. I'm sorry. Life's involved in this game. Life. And I cannot comprehend how, like I say, I do comprehend, but I don't comprehend. I don't comprehend y'all sitting here blaming all this on the humans when this is not the humans, like as a collective, the real humans. This is not their fault. Are you kidding me? No. This is not their fault. This is the fault of the few little teeny tiny alien humans that are at the top of the game, that are playing the board, that have been playing the board, and are doing nothing but being bored playing the freaking board, okay? And guess who's the board? Us. But we hurt, dude. We hurt. We suffer, and we're here doing it every day. You suffer, and you suffer, and you suffer. Especially when you finally wake up. Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to go there. Because I don't think it really matters at this point. I can kind of see your colors. I see who you are by your lack of actions. As they say, actions speak louder than words, right? But no actions scream to us. And so no actions when you're not recognizing, some of us don't deserve this. Some of us have woken up enough to recognize and realize what's going on. And it's just not right to be doing this, what you're doing. And I mean by allowing the nonsense to continue, because the only thing promoted here on this planet is lies and lies and lies and lies and deception and lies. And if you tell the truth, you get kicked off. What is up with that? And then, if you're really seriously going to sit there and tell me that you think for 1 second that the secret societies represent the human collective, are you kidding me? Sorry. See, I said I'm going to get expressive, didn't I? Okay. But anyways, are you kidding me? For real. Think about this. Come on, people. Really? The secret... Oh, yeah. So the humans really want to suffer of the humans. They, as a collective, okay, they really want all this stuff. That was called sarcasm. Let me explain something to you, okay? On a very nice way to explain it. Not everybody is into technology. And so if you're using technology as a basis to judge the human collective, how dare you? How dare you? Because guess who's poisoning the human collective? You. You take away all the truth. You take away all the soul. You're trying to get everybody on just repeat, repeat, repeat. How dare you take away creation itself? The source. Do you enjoy torturing the source? The very essence that you yourself is created of. Hello? Do you enjoy torture? Knowing that we're dying here? Asking through our own collective vote, for example, they got hijacked. You think we don't see that and spat upon? Come on. If you choose to turn away, that was our collective, what we desired, not to have what's going on now. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. The humans have asked for, since humans have been here, which is ever, forever, for truth. Those who speak it are not allowed. What is up with that? Are you serious? This is very, 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 very messed up. And are you so disconnected? If you are that disconnected from humanity or what they desire, if you are that disconnected, do you think that we all want to be lied to and that they poisoned through the food and the water and the air and the nanotech, you know these things. Come on. Poisonous everything. And you're going to sit there and say, we want this? No, you want this. You and your secret societies. Give me a break. You really? Do you know how frustrating this is? No, you don't. It's very, very confusing, frustrating, and hurtful. And sad to know anybody would have a mentality that would just allow someone else to be hurt. And when I say hurt, I mean physically, yeah, spiritually, yeah, mentally, spiritually, all of it. Emotionally, you name it, all. And how convenient for some prime directive to just happen to be there and work in your favor when you might need it to. But, whoa, boy, you don't need it to be, you need someone gone. Oh, you need to whoop out that prime directive, don't you? How convenient for you. I realize this is a game and all, but this ain't a game, dude, because life is involved and, and especially these people don't know any different, man. How you gonna sit there and blame this stuff on them? Really? It's not their fault, dude. You've been teaching them for lie after lie after lie after lie for so many generations. It's like ingrained in their soul. What do you expect? Oh my God, and then what, are you going to send them all back to their place of origin just to hope it spreads? I mean, come on, man. Really? Are you trying to brew evil here? Why don't you teach the people truth? That's all they want. Why don't you teach the people how frequencies are everything? Everything's a frequency, just like the opera singer. Ah, breaks the glass. Why don't you teach them about healing cancers and stuff like that? Why don't you teach them they're God? They're the source, having an experience, playing the character that they are. Why don't you teach them these things? You give them lies for fake gods and made up nonsense. Give them the video games. Kill, 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 kill. Yeah, that's going into the subconscious collective. Of course it's manifesting something. They don't know any better. That's the only thing allowed. And perhaps we as humans have been misled in every way possible. And part of the game, right? Something we can laugh at. Laugh at the deception after recognizing it. Ah, ha, ha, that was funny. Yay, I get it. Okay, change our thoughts, move on. Right? When you have the correct understanding. But this is not something that's discovered by anybody on this planet. Something being, funny, of a game, of a, whatever. No, this has gone deep. This has gotten into levels of deception and trickery, no longer laughable. Because the minds of these sickos, or the thoughts, or they have these people, they've become so misled in ways that it is now destructive to our entire essence. You won't learn about it. They won't even realize it until it's too late. But the damage has already begun. And how do I know? You see, somewhere along my path, these people, or whatever you are, these beings, you You vaccinated me without my consent, knowledge, desire. How dare you, and let me explain. Your little fun vax, is it? It's real fun. Real fun. Because you knew I wouldn't have fallen for it with your COVID nonsense, right? I know this to be true. There was a time, something or someone, I don't know what to call it, I felt beings psychically come into my head or whatever and try to jack with me, which was a violation, by the way. I did not and do not appreciate that. It was quite invasive, quite intrusive. And I would not have consented and don't consent to the low-grade mentality and the things that you guys are doing to each other here. It's being done to us, okay, not through us. Now I want you to take a look at this video. You've seen it before, but let's have a refresher on the concept.
Excuse me, on the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics, and this is the expression, RT-PCR, real-time PCR, expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalists, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach.
What you're suggesting here is by spreading this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from donning on a bomb vest and going into a market and blowing up the market.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In contrast, in marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious, and when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something.
So you're suggesting I take a CT scan with me when I'm evaluating people to determine whether I put a bullet in their head?
So the data that I'm presenting here supports the concept that we're proposing, and I think that we would not propose to do CT scans or fMRIs on individuals out in the hinterlands of Afghanistan. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person. And we think that will have major effects in the Middle East.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed, the aerosol?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinoviruses, And we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses. And we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
This is fascinating. What's the name of this proposal?
Yeah, so the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
And you have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted, and I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise.
That's no longer an idea. It was done. And it wasn't done over in Afghanistan. It's done all over the world. It's still being done and continues to be done as I write. Do you think this would have... If you think it would not have really had an effect on the people, think again. See, your mask-wearing nonsense was a perfect way for these low on the spectrum of mentalities to get a visual of the locations to spray more with their little chem planes and then attack further through use of your bird drones. What in the world are you talking about, lady? I'm talking about this. Look, okay, so he come over here and just decided to stay. You know what? There's a lot of stuff up there in that sky right now. As clear as it looks to us. Oh, there he goes. See? No. Sorry, I'm thinking drone. Vax via bird drone. Via chem planes. You guys are your attempt to sever my connection, all of us connection with source. You don't severing the connection to source. I speak a lot of passion because it's what drives a person, you know, passion and allowing freedom and expression from the heart to flow freely like a child, you know, with all the feelings that should accompany normal, like the nature of humans. It's like someone come in and took out all that ability. Or try. Yeah, I can still perform actions. I can sing. I'm an entertainer, after all. But I'm talking the emotions of joy and excitement for life and everything that makes us higher frequency beings. It has become interfered with, to say it nicely. Let's just say that. Interfered. Because I'm not going to reinforce your desire to sever and say that it was done, because it's not. And your desire for us to no longer love to love is only temporary. It's a temporary condition being heavily blanketed all over the planet, all within the electromagnetic spectrum that you might call the ethers, but then individually administered in whatever way possible, including the use of unsuspecting birds. You know, why? To take over our spirit, to take our joy for life, stealing our very purpose for creation. Not through death. No, you can say you didn't kill us. Because what you've done is worse. I see where you're going. trying to kill the spark inside. Do you get this? They're killing Source through use of machinery in the hands of immature children, although they appear in adult form. It's a display of disregard for life, which is evidence enough to support the claim of low-grade mentality or underdeveloped consciousness, but they've taken it even further, and you're severing our neurological connections to Source, our passion for creation. Where's the end point, man? How many have to be affected before you realize the type of destruction these beings are creating does not end here? Humans are not the target. You know, our field does interact with yours, so they will be affecting you. You won't even know it happened until it's too late. So I ask you, how long do you plan to continue watching as Source is being killed off from the inside? Remember, physicality is the last manifestation, so you won't see it by watching. And damn it, I'm only the first one. The first of a huge swarm of humans about to come forth and report this tragedy. You know, sure, it would look all fine and dandy with a smile on my face. But I'm talking the spark of passion, of life. Joy. You know? The spark which is the only thing making any of this possible. Even for you, it's secretly being attacked, using methods unable to even be considered possible if you were to talk about this with another human. You know, they'd be like, what are you talking about? That's what? No, that's why I know this is not of human doing. They would not comprehend these tactics, much less use them, which is why we most definitely have been invaded by another species who do not have our best interests in mind, nor do they care about any type of prime directives or galactic laws. And it's time to stop with the legalities and help Source here, please. You have the ability to stop this in its tracks. And it's no longer about humanity. It's about Source itself. You know, please, someone out there's got to comprehend this. It is very, 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 very serious. And do you think there's a desire on their part to stop? No. They're holding one vision. Tunnel vision. And that leads to doom for us, but it's for you and Source itself. This is worse than nuclear bomb scenarios. And nuclear is bad. This is worse. Are you hearing me? Wake up! I'm talking to everyone. What are you thinking? No one cares about your super egos or how much money you have. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters without Source. How do you think you even got in the position you're in, if not for Source? Hello? Tunnel vision? Children, can we please grow up? This is beyond words, really, for my ability to relay the true enormity, the severity of damage being done here, not just to me as a person or humanity, but the very fabric we're all equally belong to. We're all created of Source. So every one of you thinking this is just fun and games or sitting back watching, just remember that they are killing us from the inside out. Meaning through disconnection of spirit. Because they don't have any themselves. This is unacceptable. And it's undesired. And I cannot believe you would just allow this type of activity to... What are you thinking, that you're not affected? You know, because Even that concerns me. If you think maybe, oh, well, it's just us here and not you there, because guess what? That's no mentality for someone who's supposed to be in charge. And it's just as misguided as well, because yeah, you're going to be affected, not because I desire it. They do! As this toxic takeover is being allowed to continue, the original Matrix is no longer capable of creating as the real source creators intend. Our energetic attempts to connect with the higher realms are now blocked as these various types of beings, including birds, move in, acting as interference and stealing the very connection, the organic Wi-Fi, the signals, our wishes or our intents, and redirecting those into their machinery. Injecting our energy bodies with their signals, recreating our physical bodies with their robotic requirements. This is sick and it's happening. And although I don't believe we should have to inform you of these measures being done, I trust nothing on the field right now and am therefore covering any area I can think of which might be one of those, well, nobody said anything type of manipulations. So I'm saying something using technology as well, therefore no misunderstanding can become into play. We do not consent. Source does not consent to this technologically created knockoff version of a world that's being forced upon all living things and against our will, against everything that supports life. Stop attacking through the field itself. Stop attacking through the media. Stop attacking through fake leaders. Stop attacking through the medical industry. Stop attacking our children. Stop poisoning us through the air. Stop poisoning our water. Stop poisoning us through food, genetically modified food. Stop genetically modifying us. Stop psychically harassing and remote viewing and stealing our abilities and our ideas and our life. We do not consent. So don't you dare say you were not told. No, because I'm saying no. Stop allowing the contact with negative beings to occur freely and openly while denying the benevolent guides in our connection stating some prime directive. Source seeks life. If we have the consciousness to ask for the assistance that's for Source, we should be able to receive, and I am asking. And yes, we each create our own world or our destiny, but it's not a choice when all the options are not being provided or even allowed to be taught, even spoke of. Nor is it a choice when you're being invaded and attacked, just because you have a spirit connection or a direct connect with what is real. And this is... it's sick enough, but if it is something unable to be stopped or you're allowing the takeover to occur, then I'm requesting as the God Creator Source I am, the higher realms we come from, to assist those of us stuck in this crossfire being attacked for who we are. And although I realize technology is not required in order to relay these type of messages to you, I'm still doing so for those who do require technology. And those who do require technology are using it against everyone else, which is most certainly an invasion, and most certainly is representing everything we are not. This entire scene is everything we are not. And here we are at the cusp of galactic citizenship, so to speak, right? And even though that's just another lie, it's still a dream that should be allowed to happen, not just for the top deceptive minds who lack any true knowledge or wisdom or understanding, but instead handed over to the real heroes, the true real men and women who do suffer every day, every single day, They're lied to and cheated and misdirected, abused in every way by the so-called leaders, right? That were not elected by the people who, so don't get it twisted. The everyday men and women, the real humans, the real source, the ones who have created everything, but are getting spat on and killed off. Stop with the games, would you? It's become so immature that it lacks any real substance for growth, unless you're training to be how to hate and how to be a narcissist and greedy and shady and lose your very essence. We don't choose this. We didn't choose this. And I find it quite disturbing it will be allowed to continue. But what's worse is, sure, we can distance ourselves and create our communities and, not participate. That's fine, except for the fact that they're using their technology against us, as in the bird drones. Now, last, I'm going to speak to the human collective, to us, not from us. This is to you, to the humans, because I know that I've presented a lot of information here that could appear scary or fearful. Oh no, we gotta be afraid of birds and outside. No, that is not true. First of all, okay, that is not true. I would like to explain there are certain beings or entities or whatever you want to call it that are here right now on the planet that are of a benevolent nature, the good guys, your angels, so to speak. Okay, we're here. They're here helping. You're one of them. Perhaps you don't even remember, but you are. We all are. We all have a connection, a spiritual connection, a physical connection, a connection because we all are the source. God, that's you. That's me. That's us. And regardless of what tactics any other being might try to attempt, including birds coming by and shooting stuff at you, or chem planes flying over, spraying on you, it matters not what they do to you, because their fear of us growing and developing our skills is the only thing that they have to run off of. Fear. We do not have to run off of fear. We run off of love and excitement and joy. And that is a frequency that is of such high degree, of such high caliber, high frequency, okay, that it's untouchable, unstoppable. And your mind and your consciousness is your power. Your thought is what creates. So, creating into existence based off of fear creates only fearful things to come. But creation off of love and excitement and joy, that's the only thing that creates anything of a substantial nature that has a true foundation that will last. Love, not destruction. And their attempts at destroying even my connection haven't been cemented. They haven't. Regardless of the tactics used, they have not been cemented, and they are not cemented, and they will not be cemented. So, although I'm showing you evidence that could support a claim of that happening, it's not happened, and it's not going to happen, and it cannot happen. Why? Because God does not want to kill itself. Source will not kill itself. So have no fear. But recognize and be aware that right now there are other beings who don't necessarily have our good in their mind. They would prefer unrighteous things to occur and are attempting for those with any type of way they can, including using various viruses to spray upon us in hopes that we get sick and in hopes to disconnect us from source. But that cannot happen unless you believe it's going to happen. Belief and thought creates. So any type of thoughts that you hold or have, if they are, even if you're thinking of something that's, oh, that person's so blah, 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 and they're so awful, and they're so blah, blah, whatever, negative stuff, and you're talking about like that other person, you're only putting those negative thoughts into your own self, your own aura, your own field. Because the other person is not getting any of those ideas from you. You are. You're continuing that within your field. And so if I were to really believe that, oh, I'm doomed, this is it, I'm ruined now, they sprayed me and the birds came by, no. I don't believe it. And I can tell you this, I don't feel it either. What I feel at the core is change. But it's a positive change. Although it doesn't look so positive at this particular second in time, what we think is time, okay, it is, it will be, as long as you hold strong and true to who you are and recognize you don't need anything or anyone or any substance outside of you. You are in charge of you. And anybody else trying to offer you things or help you with this or give you anything outside of you or make you worship something outside of you is a being not to be trusted, okay? You are God. You are source. You yourself. And I know you might be saying, how is that possible? It's possible. Because in order to play the character, be the person that you are right now, in order to have the experiential knowledge of being just that person and living that life, you have to forget absolutely everything else. You have to forget your God. You have to forget any and everything else that there is, so that you can be, oh, now I'm born into this world. Oh, and you're learning everything new, and it's building that character that you're playing, that you're being, whatever your person is, whoever you are. You're having the experiences right now for that character. And experience is what God, what Source craves. And that's what we're here doing. We're having experiences as our various characters. But you cannot remember that you're all of it, that you're God, that everything. Because if you remember it all, you won't have the ability to be that one person character, the little person that you think you are right now. Okay? And so, yes, you're God, but you're God having the experience right now to gain experiential knowledge and create the character of the person that you are, the human being. Okay? As you are Source, God here, playing that character, being that person, having your experiences. Okay, there are others that are not with that ability. They're not creators. They're not of that organic consciousness from the Creator Source that you are, and they want to be you. But they can't be you. And they've lost touch with the reality of who they are, where they come from. Therefore, they would much rather have you gone. You with no power. You believing that all these other things are, viruses are going to get you, or aliens are going to get you. No. This is all fear. Anything that is teaching you or telling you or making you believe any type of situation where fear is involved is not real. The real world where you come from, the true power that you are, the true person behind the eyes that you look at in the mirror, that spark of divinity inside that can't be killed. It can be attacked, but it can't be taken unless you allow them to take it. But know your power. Know who you are. Own your humanity. Own your body and your person. And make their fake world real. By you yourself being real. No longer falling for the mind programming things they teach us as we come here. You're the creator. You're in charge of your world. And the rest of us are here to support you as you are for us. And together, as humanity, we will make it through this. We will make it through this. Why? Because in the end, God wins.